Boom.
Boom. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 300 and something off the lip radio show. Neil, what was it?
389, I think.
389 off the lip radio show. And tonight,
Don't mess it up.
we got a big one. We have Kailyn Winter here. No?
Yeah.
Kailyn. I'm just doing fun. We have Kailyn Winter here. She is going to be a senior at Soquel High School right here in Santa Cruz County.
Yeah.
A fantastic swimmer, amazing athlete, paddleboarder. We'll get into that. Welcome to the show, by the way.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is awesome. Neil,
This was Jeff Denholm's idea.
Jeff did say, Jeff, if you're watching, thank you. Jeff
Thank you,
suggested that you come to the show because he says you're an amazing athlete
Yeah.
that our viewers want to know more about.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so here we are.
Right.
And first and foremost, we want to talk about, because you are signing to go to college where?
At University of Alabama.
On a swimming scholarship.
Yes.
I could ask her about that.
Well, how many
I mean,
swimming scholarships do we have in Santa Cruz? Do you know how many?
Actually, so the team that I'm on, we have several kids who have committed to college. We have Mason Carlton, Ella Mazurek, and also my teammate Danielle Carter. So we have a total of 4 kids who are verbally committed to go to school.
And that's all from what swim team?
From Soquel.
No, that's from Quicksilver Swimming, and
Okay.
3 of us go to Soquel High School.
Is Quicksilver what the Threshers used to be? Is that?
Kind of. So the Cabrillo Threshers was a team here in Santa Cruz, and the Cabrillo Threshers actually disbanded several years ago. And then like a few teams came out of its place, and Quicksilver was one of them. And so Quicksilver is the main part of the team is located in San Jose, and I'm part of a satellite group out in Santa Cruz.
Wow. Yeah.
Very cool.
Very
So,
organized.
I mean, did Alabama contact you, or did you contact them? Why did you pick Alabama? Because it's obviously a lot different than it is to Santa Cruz as far as the climate and no ocean, and it's how come you picked that school?
So actually last year around this time was when recruiting started, and so I was getting contacted by schools, and they would trying to recruit me, trying to learn more about me, who I am as an individual, how I fit on the team. And so this past fall and winter, I was taking a lot of trips just around the country to see schools that I was really interested in.
Which ones were you interested in, Matt?
Oh yes. So I took a total of 6 trips, 5 official visits and 1 unofficial visit. I went to University of Indiana, USC, Michigan, Alabama, UCLA, and University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill.
And now all those
Wow.
schools, all those
That's
schools
impressive.
have a predominant aquatic or
Yes.
swim team.
Yes.
Because Alabama, you think of Alabama, you think of football.
Yeah, you
Right.
think of football, but actually, one of the things that I was really drawn to about Alabama was they have a new staff this year, and with new goals, and I really think that the team is going to become one to watch, and they're going to really rise up and become a really well-rounded team.
Right. What stroke do you do?
What's your claim to fame?
Yeah.
I'm a sprinter, and I do sprint freestyle and sprint butterfly. And my best events are the 50 freestyle, the 100 butterfly, 100 free, and even 200 butterfly.
Let's brag about some times. 50 freestyle, 50-yard freestyle, or
My-
50-meter freestyle.
Okay, so my 50-yard freestyle is a 22.9.
Wow.
I think you could beat that, TC.
No, I think I was like a 29 or something. So
That's just a challenge.
So that's okay. Keep going. So 50 meter.
My 50-meter free is 26.2, and that's actually like 2/10 off the Olympic challenge
That's obviously.
She's for real, Neil.
I know she does. You know, no one sits in that chair that's a bomb.
Wow.
Right? We just get the top. We get the cream of the crop here.
So, sprinting is like, to me, a real elite category of swimming. Like, there's such a short window of you're in that race,
Exactly.
and the margin of error is, I mean, one bad start, you're done. You can't make it up a lot of times.
Yeah.
Why are you a sprinter?
I think it's a combination of a few things, like just physically and like internally, like my muscles, just that's how they're quick. I'm forgetting the term. They're quick fire muscles. They're fast twitch muscles. So like I do well with high intensity for a short amount of time, and then also I just personally I love sprinting. I just love going as fast as I can in that short window of time and just seeing like what I can do speed wise.
Is the training regimen different for sprinters?
Oh,
like
yes.
is this like a running back or kind of thing?
Yes, exactly. Like sprinters, we train way different, a lot differently than ours, like more distance swimmers. Like we do a lot more power, and we have to have a lot more focus on like just technique and like those technical items, like our starts, our turns, the transitions between like our breakouts and like our underwater dolphin kicks.
Right. Did this whole thing start for you at the Capitol Junior Guards? And like parents dragging you down there, right?
Actually, yeah. So I really found out that I loved being in the water and swimming. Like when I was doing Capitol Junior Guards, and I was able to find that I loved being in the water, and swimming was just kind of one of my strong suits. And so after Capitol Junior Guards, I went into a swim team and just stayed in it.
Did you beat up kids in swimming in junior guards? Did you win a lot?
I did well, yeah.
Very honest.
I know.
So and then let's talk about paddling a little bit. We'll get back to swimming.
Yeah.
So you're a sprinter, but you like long distance paddling.
I know, it's
That's
pretty
kinda
Is
weird.
two different training regimens going on there?
Yeah, exactly.
Does
It's,
one complement the other at all, or no?
oh, for sure.
Okay.
Through paddling, I've really strengthened up just like my body. Like I've gotten a lot stronger through paddling, and then I've also learned just how to feel water differently and how to. It sounds weird, but like in swimming, you'd understand, like, or just in paddling in general, it's like I'm able to catch the water and insert more power into my strokes, and then just also, for me, paddling is a great mental break from swimming, and it helps me stay focused and fired up to continue to compete and really just do the best I can.
Would you rather train for swimming or train for paddling?
Actually, I think the training complements each other. So if I'm training for swimming, then I can hop on a paddleboard and be fine. And if I'm training for paddling, I can usually swim pretty well also.
Now sometimes when you go to college, they say, you know, like the football guys can't go surfing. Are they saying, like, do they keep you under control? Are you allowed to go paddle still?
No, actually, one of the things that I was really drawn to Alabama with was because my future coaches are really supportive of me paddling. They've seen that as an outlet for me to really do well in swimming, and they've seen that like through paddling, I've been able to like help my swimming abilities, and it's just been a part of who I am. So they don't want to take that away from me.
We spoke a little bit before the show about your paddling, and it sounds like you ride the 12-footers mostly. Is that the size that you specialize in?
Yeah.
And Neil and I did the J race, and you won it that year.
Yeah.
No,
we
didn't. Yeah.
We didn't do the J.
We drank beer and followed everybody in the boat, and it was awesome. Yeah, we rooted you on, and you went by very fast.
We're going like,
quite impressive.
These people are lunatics.
The smart ones are us in the boat. So that's not a long race for you, or is that one of your longer races? What is it, 12 miles?
Yeah, that is kind of on the longer side for me. Like, I like 12-mile races. They really get few hours, and it's a grind. I mean, it's tough, but at the same time, like I do eventually want to get into like the longer races, like the Paddleboard and Molokai. Those are something that like I strive to do eventually. But just as of like right now, and like being so young, really want to take care of like my body and my shoulders, and I don't want to like just start throwing in a ton of mileage just quite yet.
Right. Well, especially because you have dreams of being on the Olympic team. Is that a goal of yours?
I mean, honestly, yeah, I want to take swimming as far as I can. If that's the point that I can get to, then that would be amazing.
How important is academics to you? As long as because you're an academic All-American, I read. Obviously, it's important to you. But
yes.
Is there? How are you able to maintain both?
Before I can interject,
Sure.
explain what an academic All-American is.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I was a USA Swimming Academic All-American, and what that means was I have junior national time standards, and then I also have I think it's 3.7 or higher, and so I was able to get so that means just like you're able to do well in like in swimming and in the pool, but you're also maintaining your grades and maintaining that GPA.
Well, that seems like a great investment for a college.
They
They know that you obviously have the ability to get through the 4 years. They don't have to babysit you.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm sure that's important to them because they're going to spend a lot of time training.
Exactly. Yeah, and like for me, what I really want to go into eventually is I want to go into the medical field, and
As like a nurse.
maybe nurse.
Brain
or,
surgeon.
Right.
Academic All-American, buddy.
Right.
We're going to go to the top.
Yeah, actually, orthopedics are really interesting to me. Just especially like being an athlete, like I've been able to learn about my body and just how I need to take care of that, and I also just my body systems and especially like shoulders and joints, like those are huge. Like I've seen a lot of like my friends have been injured, like have major shoulder injuries or knee surgery. Like that's something that like finding solutions to helping like younger kids who are athletes, like dealing with that stuff. That's like something that I find as like a problem that needs to be dealt with. And
It's funny that nowadays when I was swimming, you didn't pay attention to any of that stuff. You didn't care what you ate, and you didn't care what you felt like. You just got your butt back in the pool. And, you know, it's funny that today, you know, it's so microscopic what you look at, what you eat, and how you stretch, and how you take care of your body. In fact, Dad was obviously a great swimmer. You don't even care about that stuff back then.
No.
You got off the bus,
No,
put your shorts,
chicken nuggets.
Chicken
Nuggets.
nuggets. Just keep barely out of the pub, and we were gone. You know.
Is that a big part of your regimen? Are you instructed on like health and nutrition?
I haven't necessarily gotten into like the instructions yet. Like I don't have a nutritionist or anything like that, but I really try to eat healthy and like try to get lean proteins and vegetables and all that sorts of stuff. But I think once you get to college, that's like when they start really paying attention to that. And yeah, that's super important. Like in my dad's day, they eat a tub of ice cream for lunch,
Right.
a big bowl of pasta for dinner,
Right.
and pizza in between. So it's changed.
I remember those days.
Yeah. Just go.
I'm still living those days. So you go to SoCal High School.
I do, yes.
I know last year in the CCS you did pretty well.
Yes, I did.
And how well did you do?
I believe I got second and third in both. I think I got second in both my events. And after CCS, I went to state and I placed fifth in both my events actually. And honestly, like swimming for my high school, it's so much fun. It's just being a part of your team and representing your school at these meets, like at CCS or at state.
Yeah.
And it's really amazing, especially.
These days, these times, your high school times, you will not ever forget. I remember my high school days swimming. It was so much fun. Now, you know, now I don't remember what I had for breakfast in the morning, but
I mean,
remember
fifth in
that,
state.
Huh?
That's an amazing feat. Because
Yeah.
we're talking like, so if you got fifth, you were like, what, a couple hundredths of a second behind or something? I mean, it was
Something
probably
like
that
that, yeah.
close of a finish?
Yeah, but honestly, like, I'd say the thing that I'm most impressed out with is with my team. Like, my team, we had just enough girls for a relay, and we still ended up placing, I think it was like 13th or something in the state.
Yeah,
And
and Jay.
yeah, and then we also had Jane Evans, who she's amazing. She's one of our swimmers at SoCal, and she actually she was able to compete in the
Para division.
para division.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's cool.
Wow.
In what division was that?
What was
Para
it?
division, they call it.
Para division?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is the she has Down syndrome.
Okay.
and-
Oh, I think I saw that, something like that, yeah.
she was able to compete for us and score us points. So that
That's
was
amazing.
Huh.
That is
How
very
inspiring
cool.
is that?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
really cool.
Yeah.
She's
That's
awesome.
amazing. And does she practice for the team too?
Yeah, she does.
Huh. That is so cool. I love that.
You know,
And who's the coach?
My dad actually is the
Oh,
coach. of
that's,
SoCal.
yeah.
Ringer.
Right?
Okay. Now it's all coming together.
Coach is an asshole.
He's horrible. He's a
Yeah.
jerk.
That's a jerk. But see, it seems like to me, like, when she comes, she speaks, got the microphone, let's go.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
yeah,
she
yeah,
get, you
no.
get on the starting block. I think you got some of the other kids that are a little nervous because you seem like you're not nervous, and I can just see you off the block and gone.
Yeah.
I think, right?
For sure.
You know,
You're
no
gonna
hesitation.
you're gonna do great in life. I have no problem thinking that you're gonna have anything but success. Getting back to paddling, what kind of board do you paddle?
So I paddle a 12-foot stock board that's actually made by Bob Pearson.
Oh,
Okay.
Bob mentioned.
Yeah.
And
Bob
when you picked it up, was he wearing bright colored pants?
Oh yes, he was wearing like
Were they
bright
yellow?
red pants.
Bright red pants?
I got one.
All right. We always want to know what color Bob's pants
We
are.
always
you
think,
know,
when
so-
he's gonna, our very first show, when we did our very first show, I'm like, who's gonna be the first guest?
Bob Pearson.
No way.
Yeah, I think he wore yellow pants.
I remember. So he's been on the show, so many times, and we always have a bet, like, what color pants he's gonna wear.
Yeah. It's
He
funny.
walks in and we go, oh,
One time we're walking with like blue jeans on. We're like, gosh darn it! I knew it was gonna be red. And did you just help design this board?
I did, yes. That was, I think, one of the most incredible or really cool things about that process was I was able to talk with Bob, and we were looking at other paddle boards and just like the features that we liked, and we decided that we wanted to make a board that had a longer water length, so and also deep knee wells. Yeah, so like
Is it hard to pro paddle deep knee wells?
no, it actually makes it way easier just throwing your knees, but and it doesn't really make a difference if you're just going prone, like laying down.
And do you paddle on your knees more than prone?
I try to paddle on my knees more than prone because typically, like for me, knee paddling is way faster than being just prone. I
Yeah.
try to use prone as like kind of my rest state, and knee paddling is when I'm
You
really-
dig on the
So
knees.
you've got more of the water, you've got more of the hull in the water, correct?
Yeah.
Doesn't that, is there more friction because of that? Would you want,
No, that actually really helps because I'm able to glide longer,
Okay.
and it creates like I can get up to speed, and then I can be taking less strokes
Yeah.
and taking more powerful strokes that help me glide in the water.
yeah?
You know, it makes sense with boat design right now because boat design is very long water lines,
Exactly.
and so it makes sense with what's current in design. And
Right.
it is a wing or
Right.
an aeronautical thing in the water, but that's interesting to hear. And so you're happy you love your board.
Oh yeah, I
Give
love
props. Anybody want to get a Bob Pearson paddleboard?
Oh,
Check in.
for sure.
Okay. That's good to
So
know.
if you do go to Alabama, undecided right now, but if you do go, how did you choose that school over the other schools?
Honestly, like it was a tough process.
Because
It was,
it's California girl going to Alabama, it seems odd.
it
Yeah,
seems odd.
It seems odd, and then I meet my other friend's kid, like, he's going to Alabama, but,
Yeah, I think honestly, I wanted a different experience.
okay,
And then I also, when I was looking for what type of program I wanted, I felt that Alabama just really matched what I was looking for, and both academically and and athletically. Like on the academic side of things, like I said, I really want to go into the medical field, and Alabama actually has the highest rate of kids who get into medical school in the country.
Wow.
Yeah, it's actually like 60% or something like that of kids who graduated from Alabama get into medical school.
Are you looking far enough now, advanced down the road, where you want to go into your postgraduate stuff?
I'm not at that point yet, but I think pretty soon I will be. But and then also on the athletic side, they've got this new staff, new coaches, and I really bonded with all the coaches, and especially with the head coach Coley Stickles. Coley Stickles.
Wow, okay, that's a name.
Southern name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just honestly I felt like the kids on the team were who I wanted to be with. They were the type of people who I felt that could push me, but also that I wanted to be friends with. And yeah,
That's cool. You know, my sister had an academic scholarship for swimming, and they had housing for her, and she was living with other swimmers. Is that in the plan for you as well?
Yes. So my first year, I will be living in a dorm room with 4 or 5 other girls.
Wow.
On the swim team, but.
That's probably gonna be harder than college. If you can survive that, you can survive anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and then the sophomore year, you might be in a different
Sophomore year,
situation.
you'll usually move out into like an apartment or just off-campus housing, something like that.
Now, I can imagine in Alabama, off-campus housing is probably more affordable than California.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And so you might be able to, and that's something that, do they help you with that usually in a scholarship housing? Are you negotiating that?
I think that it can be.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, usually you get like a cafeteria access or something
Exactly.
too.
Right.
Yeah, they've got a really awesome athletic cafeteria, and that was pretty great eating there. It was like really good food.
And I'm not an expert on the scholarship thing, but do you sign for a 4-year deal? Is that how it works? Like and so even if like you were injured or something, that deal would still be okay?
Yes, if I get injured like through swimming, then that will hold out, I believe. And oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And so I will sign in November. 3 months.
And you're pretty confident you like Alabama?
Well, I mean, they got the great, they got the good food.
They
right?
do.
They got the easy street to medical school,
Yeah.
right? And they got a great swim team.
She can paddle faster than an alligator.
Yeah, the river that runs right through campus. And they said they want me to paddle right on that river, so
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
up for it.
I'm sure, there's paddling everywhere now. I'm sure you'll be able to meet paddlers and create friendships along the way doing that as well down there. There hasn't been any paddle races, has there? Recently?
Recently, no. We did a J paddle just to continue the tradition and commemorate Jay Moriarty's memory and legacy, but that was pretty unofficial, and it was just a group of friends who decided to just go out and go for it.
How many J races have you paddled in?
Oh, I've paddled in. Well, for the distance, do you mean like the
Or
full
because
mile,
the kid ones?
The kid one?
all
Honestly,
together?
I think like since I was maybe 6 or some years old, like that's when I really started doing the kids races, and then I did like the 2 mile like from like 10 to 13, and then I did my first 12-mile race when I was 14.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
And so you didn't do this year, so you've done at least 3 12-milers now, right?
Yes.
And have you gone other places now and raced as well?
Yes, I have. Actually, in 2018, I was able to win the J race, and I was on Team USA for the ISA World Champs Sup and Paddle competition in Hainan, China.
How was that?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
was really
Now,
cool.
were you able to take your board with you?
I was. So Bob actually made that board for that specific event. Like it's got a giant American flag across the deck, and yeah, we shipped it, or well, it flew with us over on the plane. It just counted as oversized luggage.
Wow.
And were you the tallest female in China?
No, not counting the other foreign girls.
Okay,
I
well,
was
yeah.
pretty short compared to some of
Right,
them.
Okay.
And how did you do?
I did actually really well. So in the technical race, I got fourth, and then in the distance race, which was about the same length as the J race, I actually ended up taking third place.
It's on the ocean?
Yes, on the ocean.
And how were the conditions?
So for the technical race, they wanted us going in and out of surf and around buoys. So we would start on shore, and then we would go out to this bar buoy, and then we would come in through the surf, and then navigate a few other buoys, and then we'd actually have to come up onto the shore and run around the flag with our boards, and then head back out for a few laps.
Wow.
Obstacle course.
Did you know that? Did you know that going in, or?
Yes, I actually watched a few videos
Okay.
of the race that happened of a few of the world champs like the years before, so I kind of knew what to expect. And then also on the distance race, they actually had they had us do laps, and it was 3 6K laps. And for the distance race, actually, I had kind of a little unfortunate incident, and I lost my water bottles at the start of the race.
Oh,
Yeah, which kind of
a little
sucked.
dehydrated at the end of that one?
I think
Yeah, I had a little bit.
Daniel mentioned that. She still kicked out.
Wow.
Yes,
So-
you were first to the beach.
Yeah, I was first to the beach, but getting up off my board, I collapsed, and then they got ahead of me on the run, and then I ran up and I kind of tied with the second place girl. She was, but then across the finish line, I actually passed out.
Yeah.
From being dehydrated?
Yeah, from being
So,
dehydrated.
In our minds, you won that race.
Yeah, we did one.
Yeah,
we give
Third
you the
place
gold.
on a technical,
We
thing,
give you the
but-
gold.
Yeah, we're gonna give you the gold for that one for
Oh,
sure.
thank you so much.
And so the J race that year was a qualifier for the Worlds, right?
Yes, it
And
was.
so you went. Did anybody else from the J race go?
I went, and then actually they had, so this year, or the year that I went, they actually had kind of a little bit of chaos with that, because one of the people that was supposed to go, ended up he couldn't go, and then the next guy couldn't go, and then the guy after that, Steve Schlenz, who's the team manager for the prone people, he was next in line, and he didn't want to go, but actually we had Hunter Pfluger, who's from Hawaii, and he went to a few of the other ISA races representing Hawaii, so he got called up and he went.
Oh, he did.
He did amazingly. He won the distance race.
Really?
For men. Yeah.
Wow, that's like being the MMA guy. Hey, can you fight tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then win.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like he was amazing. Like I gained so much knowledge just from him. Like he really helped me out with prepping for that race and just giving me ideas like for technique and all that. Like I really, he's a really amazing guy.
You know, TC and I have been in the show for like 7 years, right? And we've had God knows how many people on the show.
Yeah.
And then so many athletes have been on the show. We've enjoyed, loved talking to. And we all have our favorites. My favorite, who I think is the stud of all of them,
Yeah.
is
Chris-
Kim Rutherford.
Oh, Kim, yeah,
my
she's.
God.
Kim Rutherford, God
She-
bless her, is my friend. But you know what?
So
I see these people in the I have nothing against people paddling
Yeah.
across the bay, blah, 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 blah. She swam across the bay backwards.
She's insane.
Right? And you know how many people, do you know how many people have swam the Monterey Bay?
Yeah, not many.
4. And all of those people are all women.
Isn't that amazing?
No guy has swam that long across the Monterey Bay. And she swam it against the current. It took her 27 hours. That was, every time I see her, I'm like, dude, you just,
Well,
yeah, I know.
So
It's like,
impressive.
She is amazing because this is why. She's dealing with jellyfish constantly.
Well,
And to me, that's like a horror movie.
and there's one more, her name is Robin Rasmussen Rose.
Uh-huh.
And Robin Rose, she just swam Tahoe Saturday, the lake to Tahoe. And she's a breast cancer survivor.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just amazing, just an appetite. I mean,
Oh, man, we saw her out in the middle of the bay one day.
yeah.
We were out in the middle of the bay. She was swim by. We're like, what are you doing out here?
On the day race.
You're right about that, yeah.
She goes, oh, we're just going to check out the race. Like, no, you're free.
She goes, we decided to swim the race.
Yeah, she goes,
Like,
we're going to swim the
yeah, we're
race.
gonna swim the race. They left
Like
about an hour early.
Suzanne.
Yeah.
That's Suzanne.
But-
right? That
yeah.
too.
But, you know, the women, you know, I mean, it's such strength of the women is not incredible, you know?
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
she's
you-
a sprinter though, so.
Yeah.
She got a
And I
great
think,
season
yeah,
out to do it.
and then
Hats off to those
and I
guys.
think the paddler that I look up to is Chris Burnage.
Yes,
Oh,
that's what I
wow.
thought you were gonna say. Was
Yeah,
Chris.
Burnage, because every time, you know, that guy is
His stories are amazing.
amazing story, just amazing stories.
Currently, with the coronavirus, practicing must be kind of tough.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Like at the beginning, like we had no access to any pools, so me and one of my friends, we started paddling a lot. He was one of my swim friends, and so we were paddling almost every day. And then one day, actually, while we were paddling, we had a little encounter, and
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that was right out here.
yeah, it was right
Yeah.
off 38th. And,
Yeah. So the shark bit the board, your friend's board.
yeah, so we were coming back from a paddle lake up to the point. We were heading back to Capitola area. And so anyways, we were on the outside of Kelp. It was about like 6:15, 6:30 at night. And so anyways, like we're downwinding and I was like, hey, watch this. I'm gonna race you back. Like you beat me out here, but watch this. And then so anyways, like I got ahead of him and like I remember like just hearing him like freaking out, like screaming. I'm like, oh, what's this kid doing? And then I look around like, oh, I bet he sees a shark, you know. I like yell at him like, hey, it's alright, like just chill out, we're gonna go in. And like he continued to freak out. I'm like, man, you must be really scared of sharks or something.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
Well, it literally put he got like a bite.
yeah, I didn't know that until we got into the beach. I was like, what the heck just happened? Are you serious?
Wow.
Man, I thought he just like saw one and like freaked out or something.
no, he didn't rise a bit his board.
No. It, like,
But he was unscratched.
yes, so actually like it bit his board, he fell off and then he got back on the board backwards to like see what's going on. And then he sees a shark coming at him. Its eyes are rolled back, like he just sees these white eyes and he punches the thing over and over until it like leaves or whatever. And he just
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
He punched the
Shark!
shark.
Yeah.
Wow, and it worked.
It worked. I mean, it left him alone, but man, like that was intense.
Has he been paddling since?
He has been, but I gotta say, I don't think he's very fired up to go out in front of 30th anymore.
And that's where that
What?
was.
Yeah,
Right.
I was
Yeah.
in front of
That's right
30th.
where we saw our angry shark.
Yeah.
But was it 2 years ago today? Was
2
it?
years ago today.
Yeah,
when-
2 years ago today, yeah.
Anniversary of
The
you and I
anniversary.
hugging each other.
Jack O'Neill's paddle out, we were the first boat to get out there, and we saw a giant shark jump right at the kelp line at 30th Avenue and make a huge splash, and it was mad, and his mouth was open. Yeah, it was all flexed and angry, and we're like 10 feet away, and we're like, we're not getting in the water. Then, lo and behold, a half hour later, 3,000 people showed up, and we did go in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Denholm comes in,
Denholm was the first one on
Denholm
scene. He
paddled
he
back.
goes paddling up. I go, hey Jeff, there's a great white here. And he's like, I don't care. He can bite me. That's what he said. He's like, just kill it. Whatever. I'll smoke that thing. He wasn't concerned at all. We're still hugging each other. Like, oh my god, there's a shark. So scary situation, but you didn't really see it happen, right?
No, I didn't see it happen, so I had a feeling something was wrong, but I didn't I just kind of like told myself, you know what, it's probably nothing, probably just saw it and like freaking out, but yeah, I think it's a good idea to head in kind of quickly.
So are you paddling on the inside of the kelp now?
Yeah, actually, like, things have changed, like, I usually don't go out by myself anymore, and typically we go on the inside, but we've been going more on the outside. Like, right after it happened, we're like, it's probably just a one-time thing, and, like, we started paddling on the outside again, like, just immediately after it happened, but then, more incidents happened, like especially with Ben Kelly.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
I think honestly, things have changed here. And
Well, we talk about Chris, the helicopter pilot. Chris,
Specialized
he
helicopters.
comes every year and just scares
Yeah.
shit. He just scares the shit out of us.
It gives me anxiety talking about sharks. Yeah.
But it's true. I mean, he goes up and down every day, and he's like the thing that that was cemented in our mind when we left
The
that
thing that
night.
gave me anxiety.
Yeah, he said, if you surf at Manresa or anywhere that right there, you will get visited by a great white shark.
Yeah.
They'll come up. They may not come anywhere near. They'll just be 20 feet away, 30 feet away, and they just check you out.
Yeah.
And he goes, they go into the deep
Mhm.
in the canyon to eat, and they come back and they hang out and they sleep in that warm spot which is right in front of my house.
Mm-hmm.
But once in a while, you get a guy get a shark who's like, I ain't going all the way out there
Yeah.
to get my food. I'm just gonna go see what's over here.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Ben Kelly. You know, they're not usually would go after somebody like this, but
Yeah.
Jay was like, yeah, I haven't surfed Manresa since.
So eventually that changed your game a little bit.
It's changed. Honestly, like I think we've had a lot of great white sharks here for a few years now, but that's kind of been like the same group of juveniles returning. They've gotten bigger. You know, things have changed. It's not the same conditions that you're facing out in the water anymore.
Right.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I always look at it this way. All the years that we've been surfing here and all the years people have been swimming in the ocean, we've had a couple of encounters.
Yeah.
More people have run over on East Cliff Drive.
Yeah.
You know, so if you really are scared, it's better look both ways when you cross the road. Because you have a better chance of dying doing that than you do
That's true.
being in the water. So,
Right.
you know, when you got to really look at it in that text. But it is, when you have an encounter, you suddenly become like one of those people who's had an encounter.
Yeah.
And that can remind you, like we did that day 2 years ago,
Yeah.
that they're out there. And when you don't see them, you take it for granted. Everyone's seen them now. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
You have an encounter.
Yeah.
But it's not keeping you from paddling.
No.
With swimming, though, getting back to trying to work out, you're traveling to other places to train?
Yeah, we've been going to San Jose to train usually, and then also to Scotts Valley. So it hasn't been too bad. I mean, wherever we can get water time, honestly, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Do you social distance?
Yes, we do. We have pretty serious precautions put in place. Like usually it's one kid per lane, or if we have to, we'll do 2 kids per lane, but starting at opposite sides of the pool. And also, like, you can't get near each other. You have to like wear masks like around the pool deck, and just other stuff like that.
Was this something you checked out when you went to Alabama? That how these guys are taking it seriously rather than some of these states? It seems like they're not taking it seriously. And how is COVID going to affect the swimming back there?
Honestly, like when we were really deciding on schools, I was kind of down between like UCLA and Alabama. And one of the things for us that we thought was going to be a good idea to go to Alabama was because since Alabama like just has like this huge financial cushion from football,
Yeah.
they're going to be a program that's going to be able to like continue running. We're seeing a lot more like college programs like having to cut sports. Like the
Right.
other day, Stanford cut 11 sports, and that's a private school that has,
A lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So
Right.
Was swimming affected at Stanford?
I don't think swimming was,
Okay.
but like
'Cause
synchronizing.
they're a premier program.
Yeah, they're a premier program, so they're not going to cut that.
Can I ask you this question? Do you think colleges or college students, athletes, should get paid? Because you take
Yeah.
a school like Alabama, where they're making a lot of money from football, and the kids are sacrificing themselves, obviously.
Yeah.
And do you think that? I mean, it's a general question. I'm not trying to point it on Alabama, but do you think athletes, students should be paid?
Honestly, I'd say I could go either way on it, but for me, if you're getting a good academic scholarship
Yeah.
and they're taking care of you, I think that's enough
Okay.
as payment.
Yeah.
But like especially if you're gonna be paid, and like if you're like a big time basketball player, you're gonna go to the NBA, you're already gonna make money.
Yeah.
Or a football player, you're already gonna make money. There's a lot of money that's out there for those sports.
Yeah.
Well, it's tough because like Speedo could come to you and be like, we want to give you $1 million to represent us in college, and you're like, I can't, and you're like,
You can't take a dollar.
man, I would if I could.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you could go either way with it. Like,
Well, swimming has a once every 4-year window, being the
Exactly.
Olympics. I mean, otherwise people aren't watching on TV. I mean, at the Olympics, like, you can glued to it.
yeah,
But any other meet, it's not something you sit down and watch on TV.
no. I mean, I think maybe in the case of swimming, actually, yeah, you kind of do need those. Like, if you're a student athlete and you're trying to like find work or eventually become just a swimmer, like a professional swimmer, you need those like financial
Right.
securities.
Right.
So yeah, maybe you gotta line them up in college. Maybe
Right.
that's what it is.
Is there professional swimming?
Yes, there is.
And what does that consist of?
So that usually consists, like right now actually, there's been an organization that's kind of spearheaded professional swimming. It's called the ISL. And so right now what the ISL is doing is they have created like a championship series of meets for professional swimmers. And then like those professional swimmers have committed to teams to represent.
Right.
Like, let's say we have famous swimmers like Ryan Murphy, Michael Andrew, and maybe like Margot Beer. I don't think they're all in the same team, but like they will all represent this one team, and then like the points that they earn at meets like go to that team.
Right.
And there's a cash purse.
Probably, yeah, I think so. And like they earn money like from their sponsors, just on like how they do well or how well they do at those meets.
Right.
And also just at other meets, like they have like a tier pro is an example of like a championship meet. Like if you win at the tier pro, then you win money.
Yeah. So you're doing very well with the microphone.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Yeah,
doing great.
impressed.
She's good.
Yeah, no,
She's good. Now,
fantastic.
so if you were in here or TCC, which swimmer would you want to interview?
Oh, honestly, like I think Aaron Pearsall actually. So Aaron Pearsall was an Olympian years ago, and I think like in the 2000s he set a world record in backstroke. And actually, Aaron Pearsall, he lives in Newport Beach, I believe, and he's tied to like the lifeguard programs down there, and then he also likes the prone paddle. So
You'd interview him.
Yeah, well, it's all your interests are his interests.
yeah, I think like he's a really cool guy, and really, especially for me, like I see him as a really impressive role model.
After college, you tend to come back here and get involved in, obviously you can teach a lot of kids, right? I mean, do you think you get back into swimming here and perhaps coaching kids in this area?
You know, honestly, yeah, I'd love to give back. Like, for me, I was brought up in a community that, like, water sports are so important here. And, like, I've been granted a lot of opportunities, through people, like, through organizations, through, like, my swim team, my, junior guards, and just other people who have been in the water and I've seen as role models. So I think like if I could give back in some sort of way, I would love to.
Love that.
You know what I like about her? Like she's positive, she knows what's going on, she's not sitting at home looking at computer games, she's got a goal, she's got goals
Sometimes
set.
computer games, yeah.
It's like wonderful
Oh,
to
thank
see
you.
and have you here. I mean,
Thank you so much.
we're stoked that you came to
No,
visit.
totally stoked. But before we finish the show, I just gotta see, how's it like having your dad be your coach?
Oh,
Is it tough?
I mean, so my dad is my head coach in high school swimming, and I usually swim like with my club like year round. But I think honestly, it's been nice having him there as a coach. I think.
He hard on you?
Oh yeah.
Push you? Did he push you? Give me an example of him. Give us an example of him pushing you.
Well, he'll tell me to suck things up and do it, and then like he'll be a little less nice to me than like the other kids. Like he'll expect more of me, like just being able to be responsible and do stuff for the team. Like that's the standard that I'm held up to. But honestly, I think you know, like, I need that. I really appreciate him doing that, and he's donated a lot of his time to help SoCal swimming, and I think that's been, he's made a really positive impact in a lot of kids' lives.
Did you meet Dave King?
I did. Dave King was he's an amazing guy, and he really was a great moral model, especially growing up. Like, I think I met him while I was doing a paddleboard race. Like, I was on my dad's board, and Dave King and my dad were like racing up the beach, and so like I got off the board and raced Dave King. So that was kind of.
You were little, man, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I was so competitive, and then, oh man, he was a great guy.
Are you competitive like everything? Like Monopoly or anything?
I'd say anything sporty. I love competing in sports events, and I love competing in the water. But I'd say, yeah, if I'm with my family, we can get pretty competitive in just about it.
Very cool. Well, we want to thank you for coming on the show.
Yes.
Thank you
This
so
show,
much.
we
for having
get
me.
another show, we just mentioned Dave King, and we just, you know, that's just,
Yep.
he's in a better spot. He needed to be in a better spot where he can go swimming and go paddling again, because it wasn't happening for him here. So hopefully he's in a spot where he can be doing that.
Yes. Rest in peace, Dave King.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank
Just
you so
stoked. And
much.
let's say hello to a few people. John Rivera, Captain John Rivera from Chardonnay.
Yep, of
Captain,
course. Chardonnay follows every J race too, that's
Yeah.
Sean Rivera.
I want to thank John Rivera. I want to thank Sean Roback from Farmers Insurance. I want to thank Chill Cafe, where they
Roll the fatties.
do roll the
They
fatties
do,
over
those
there.
big old
I want to thank
burritos.
Timmy from Pono.
Mhm.
Timmy, another kid on the way.
Father again to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Numa from Aloha Island Grill.
Mhm.
Listening stack for your earplugs.
You wear earplugs?
Oh, when I paddle or?
Or when you're in the water?
No, sometimes.
Yeah, listening stack has your custom earplugs. Who else am I missing? Pizza One Laptop. Staying out of that place.
Kayak Connection?
Kayak Connection, you get a kayak now at the harbor and still at Elkhorn Slough. The wave park with the wave park.
We can see a wave clock across the street.
Right
That's
here.
it, right now.
Thanks,
Yep.
Craig from the waveclock.com. Who am I missing?
Sean Roback?
People's Coffee.
Curtis, thank you, Curtis. Always supporting the show. Yeah.
That's it. That's about it.
Fig?
Fig from Surf City Sandwich.
Yeah.
I had a burger there yesterday, dude.
How's
It
this?
was brutal. What you want? She goes, you want chips or salad? And she emphasized the chips. You want chips or salad? I went, what do you mean a salad?
So you can't sell it being like, I was like low calorie, low fat
Yeah,
salad,
yeah.
negative.
Yeah.
Okay, good on you. Thank you, Fig.
Yeah, thanks, Fig. And thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, you guys.
Well,
Really appreciate it.
Alabama's going to be stoked to have you.
Aw.
And so those guys are lucky, and hopefully you go out there and have tons of success.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much.
And then paddling, are we going paddling tomorrow? Are you paddling tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going paddling tomorrow.
You aren't paddling anywhere.
No.
You can catch the show at offtheradio.com, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Stitcher,
Yep.
Google Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, and iHeartRadio.
Yep.
And just say Amazon Alexa. Hey Alexa, listen to Off It Radio Show.
I love that. Tyler Fox, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
There we go.
Cool. That was good.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Oh.